we had a question concerning the Jews in Spain. The Jews had been in Spain since the earliest times. Also, Israelites had been in Spain since the earliest times. Shortly after the Assyrians conquered the northern kingdom, they had already begun to settle, exiles from the 10 tribes in Spain. Archaeologists have found settlements of a Phoenician and northern Syrian culture from this period that had suddenly developed or been set up. Established colonies have been set up on the southern and eastern coast of Spain, where intensive agricultural products were produced, also in mining enterprises, minerals, resources and so on for the Assyrians. And these settlements lasted for about 200 years, when they were more or less all abandoned. A portion of the people moved to the northwest of Spain into what is now Galicia, and from there they later moved outwards into Ireland. This is confirmed by archaeology, also by Irish legends. They moved into Ireland, they moved into the British Isles, and they moved into Gaul, into what is now France, and further northwards. And this is also confirmed by other sources. So we had an element from lost in tribes in Spain at an early period. And later, after the destruction of the Second Temple, and even from before then, we also had a large number of Jews who came into the region of what is now Spain and Portugal and settled there. And later this area was conquered by the Goths, the Visigoths, the Vandals, and other peoples, Germanic-speaking peoples, conquered Spain. The Goths especially had a predilection for the Jews. Many of the Goths in Spain, it seems, converted to Judaism, and this explains a lot of aspects of the Spanish Jewish culture, also of Spain itself. Later, the Catholic Church and the Christians in general, later the Catholic Church persecuted the Jews and forced many of them to become Christians before expelling them in 1492. So a lot of Jews and descendants of converts to Judaism became Spanish Christians, but they retained, a portion of them retained some degree of loyalty to Judaism. So the Spanish set up the Inquisition to extirpate all remnants of Judaism, all belief in Jewish practices, Jewish traditions. And so many of them fled, they left. Many of these so-called Marranos, or secret Jews, some of them went to the Netherlands, some of them went to Britain and Scotland. And there's a book, When Scotland Was Jewish, a recent book which has come out, and When Scotland Was Jewish, by Elizabeth Caldwell Hirschman and Daniel N. Yates. This book was not impressive. It is not impressive in our opinion. It doesn't do what it says it does. It claims to use a combination of historical sources and DNA, and it's not very convincing, but they do make claims. They claim that many of the leading families in Scotland, who were later also important in the USA, were of Jewish origin, and also that this Jewish element influenced the development of Presbyterianism, and so on. So you can take it or leave it. They might have something there. It's worth noting, perhaps. Spain, concerning Spain, we have the following work. This tells us about this settlement of people from lost in tribes in Spain, and proves that they were taken there. Quite some archaeological findings showing people of Israelite origin in Spain, and showing how Irish legends and so on also speak of this and describe how these people eventually moved to Ireland and the British Isles. We also have this book Ancestry, which speaks of the same subject, but gives more details, and also speaks of Israelites in the West from additional perspectives, from the Cimmerians, from the Celts, and how they too were to an important degree of Israelite descent.